lot of times people don't just want money, they want to be heard.
Let's go!
Entrepreneurs are the place to be. You gotta push, push. Yo, keep up the faith but move hastily. Push, push. Live out your passions and take your dreams. Push, yeah, push. Overcome struggles and celebrate victories. Right, push.
Talking about online reviews and going to meet with a potential new client today, and one of the biggest things that they have going on is their online reputation has taken a hit from bad reviews. And you know, it's one of those things where when you're trying to look at it, trying to look at things objectively and just trying to do your research and trying to do your homework on what a company's got going on, not, you know, reading too much into these reviews, looking at them as a, you know, are they the right type of client, right type of fit for us or whatever, but also just trying to figure out what's going on, trying to find a common thread in their online review pattern. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is that if we can find, you know, consistently in reviews specific things that we can pick out that are over and over a pattern in there, not just a, you know, so-and-so is unhappy with this, so-and-so is unhappy with that. It's if there's a consistency in there where we can then help them to figure out, well, we want to try to not only fix your online reputation, but we want to try to help you to figure out how to stop this from going forward, because all we're going to be doing then later is fixing more of the same thing if the problem doesn't get solved, if there's actually a common denominator in these bad reviews. And a lot of times companies will get bad reviews that maybe aren't very warranted. You know, you got somebody who just doesn't like you for some particular reason or whatever, but it's not necessarily a review that they should, you know, be posting because they didn't actually have a bad experience, or they, you know, for whatever reason they just felt like they were going to give a bad review. And that does happen. And I, you know, I talk to a lot of business owners who, you know, most all of them will say, well, here's the story behind that one, here's the story behind that one, but there's always some level of something going on with these bad reviews. Something prompted people to take time out of their day and bad review you. And the thing is, whether you like it or not, reviews aren't going away. So, you know, now you're on blast all the time, and so you have to find a way to make that a positive thing. You have to turn negative situations into a positive and hope that, one, you don't get bad reviewed, and two, you can turn that situation into an opportunity. You know, a lot of times some of the best things come from a bad situation. Something that started out as a bad situation can give a business owner an opportunity to have more interaction than they may normally have had with a client, and then actually impress them more than what they would have normally been able to, if that makes sense. So, you know, if normally you're going about your business and you don't have a whole lot of interaction, say as a business owner, it's just your staff or it's whoever that interacts with them, but something comes up, you get, you know, one of two choices. You can either stand your ground and defend yourself and dig in on it, or you can own the situation. Maybe you shouldn't, you know, necessarily have to, you didn't really do anything wrong, you're in the right. But I think that's where most of the mistakes are made, is that business owners at times tend to say, well, no, I'm right here. I'm not going to bow down to this, or I'm not going to take that because we didn't do anything wrong. Well, the problem with that is you can be right all day long, but that's not going to solve this problem, because somebody else feels differently, and they have some power now to be able to review you, and so whatever they put out there is what people are going to see. So being right's not going to do you any good. You need to find a way to resolve the situation and turn it into a positive. You know, I can't tell you how many times when running a company in the early days, I too would fall into that trap of, well, wait, no, that's not wrong. That's not what happened here. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't get you there. The whole customer's always right thing. There's more value in that now in today's world than there ever has been before, because the customer now has a bigger microphone. They have a megaphone, a speaker. It's called the internet, and they can put you on blast so quickly and get so much volume out there that what it takes you to recover from that is 10 times what it would have taken you to recover from it before, when the only people hearing them complain are the people within earshot. But now they can put it out there for all the world to see, and you have to deal with it. So you need to be thinking about these things when these situations come up, because if you're truly a good business owner, you do care. Bad things do happen. They happen all the time. They happen for us. They happen for everybody. But trying to find a way to say, hey, wait a minute. I recognize that this isn't exactly what we talked about, or yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, using words like that to let them know that you're hearing them and that you're recognizing the situation, but you're here now to try to make it better. And what can we do? And what you'll find almost always, now there's the exceptions to this, but almost always you can reconcile the situation, and what you'll find yourself getting is a 5-star review, because there's nothing wrong with the reviews. Some of the best reviews are reviews that start out with, at first this happened, we were really unhappy, but the owner got involved, realized what happened, and immediately took care of that. Well, that review right there is more powerful than any, hey, this place is great, you should try it out, 5 stars. That's nowhere near as powerful as a review that starts out with, this happened, we were really unhappy, we wanted to leave, we wanted to, get our money back, we wanted to whatever it is, but then the owner or the manager stepped in and said, I recognize what's going on. I see what you're saying. I'd like to try to help with that. And he made it all better. She made it all better. Well, now everything's changed. Everything has changed. And when somebody reads that review, they're going to look at that company as, well, hey, if something goes wrong, they're going to make it better. Because the truth is, there's nobody out there that hasn't made a mistake. And they all know that in the back of their mind. And they all know when they're reading that feels very real. It feels like it's, a place that I want to be at, a place that I want to give my money to, do business with, whatever it is, because I feel that I know, and others have told me that if they do make a mistake, they're gonna make it right. And it's not about just giving them money back or anything like that. And sometimes reviews, that is maybe what people are looking for, but you need to be less short-sighted than to think, well, they just want money. You need to dig deeper, because a lot of times people don't just want money, they want to be heard. That's the number one thing that people want, is to be heard. When there's a bad review, it's most of the time, they're not being heard. And if you could listen to them and hear their problem and make a valid effort to try to correct the problem, so much can be done for that. So thinking about these bad reviews, you got a company that is, it's a rock star company, but you got a 3.9 ranking on Google. Well, listen, it doesn't take much for a consumer to look and go, these guys got a 3.9, and this company right here has got a 4.7. I'm going to talk to them first. That's what happens. You can say whatever you want. You can defend yourself no matter as much as you want to me or to whoever, but I can't, and nobody else can do anything about the fact that somebody's going to look and go 4.7 versus 3.9. I'm going to talk to 4.7 first. So what you need to do is you need to fix the problem and not justify it or explain it away to me or to whoever, because your microphone isn't near as loud as that person with the bad reviews. So you need to get it, you know, out in front of it as soon as it happens. We got a little bit of a promo video we got to shoot, so we want to get some green screen with the drone flying. So I'm going to go a little bit against the grain, and probably, since I'm not I'm not an expert pilot, we'll just say it like that, I shouldn't be flying inside, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We'll just hope we don't crash. Here we go. Boom goes the dynamite. A little too much that prop.
Yep. That's the wall stood up though.
So here's my damage. Not too bad so far. We got a couple holes in the wall, but put a new prop on, blade on, and let's see how bad it's damaged. The battery flew out, but it seems to be in okay condition, so we'll give it a try. Sure works.